journal, friends. And before I open it up and share, this is the second journal that I've done this year. This is the one that I started. Yay! I'm so excited about everybody that signed up, friends. This is the one that I started in August. This was me kind of finding my way, and this is my most recent one. This is kind of the notebook that I recommend for this practice. It is an Archer and Olive notebook, and I have the link in my bio to this. It's an affiliate link, but also there's a coupon code that you're welcome to grab and use. Why I love this notebook, we'll go to a blank page first, is just that the pages are thick. You can actually paint on these pages. I've even done some watercolor, so it gives you a little bit more creative freedom. There's also like just all this beautiful blank space with the dot grid. And I'll show you as we're going why I love the dot grid so much for my practice. Okay, I'm yay! Yes, friends, not only, so the digital content that you will get when you sign up for Fearless Foundations is so amazing. I have so many sponsors that are sending digital printables, including myself. I will include tons of printables because my goal is to support you in this creative journaling practice. Okay, I'm going to move you up just a little bit, even though it means you have to see my Ucky table. Yay! So in this journal, I didn't do the front page. Look what I wrote, intro quote page. This is the first thing that I want to share about this practice in general. This is not a showstopper. I mean, it feels like a showstopper to me because I love it, but the goal of this journal is not to impress everybody with my creative prowess. Instead, it's to have a thing that is just for me. This is a space for me. And as we work through the steps in Fearless Foundations, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about creating space for yourself and giving yourself permission to use it however you would like. However works for you, whatever really feeds your soul, because that's what this is about. Every morning that I can, which has been fairly consistent, I open up this journal to a blank page and I just start. Some days I'll do a big spread like this. This is my New Year's spread. And all of these little graphics are actually stickers that I printed it out on clear sticker paper, which I have a video in my YouTube with links to all of those things if you are curious how I print. But what I love about this is I can just print out printables I already have, or that I've created myself, or that I purchased specifically for this, and I can use them to like kind of create spaces in my planner or in my journal. I don't call it a planner, although I do write like plans. And on a specific day, let me show you one day, for example, I'll give myself like a to-do list. This is just a box sticker I already had. I'll write my schedule or anything that I'm tracking, like water that I'm drinking, any of that. However, yes, I will definitely post this to my page afterwards. I will share it so you guys can watch back through it. So as I flip through it, like I said, there's a lot of personal stuff in here, but I'm just, friends, this is just who I am. So if you're really curious about all the nitty-gritty of my life, some of this might not be very pretty, but I just don't care because I think that's kind of the point for me. That's what I want to model. I don't think everybody needs to be an open book about what's happening in their heart and soul. However, I do want to always be an example and a model of making space for my heart and my soul, giving myself like just infinite permission to get in here and write down whatever works. So I'm going to flip through a lot quicker in a minute, but I want to kind of show you some of the basic bones that I do. So I get up in the morning, I roll out of bed, I make myself a cup of coffee. And even if I'm getting up late, friends, I've been trying to do this because I was thinking like, you got to get up early to give myself the treat of this time. But no, this is not like a special earned privilege. Taking care of yourself, whatever that looks like, that is a responsibility and something that matters whether you've been on your best behavior or not, whether you're rocking it out or you're tired and worn down. When you're tired and worn down, this is especially important. When I have to sleep in because I'm feeling a little depressed, these pages mean more than those days that I'm rocking it out of bed at 4 a.m. So I want to just share that I do take time to do this, but the reason that I do that is because it's so good for my heart. So this page, I used some stickers that I actually have in this collection, I believe. And I also have a whole set of these in my Etsy shop. But and if you sign up for Fearless Foundations, I will be giving you label stickers. Don't you worry. But I like to create kind of little sections to kind of write different things. So I write what my schedule is for the day so that I kind of have an idea what to expect. I like to write a quote sometimes, or if I'm listening to a podcast and I see something really beautiful, hear something that really touches my heart, it ends up on the page. Tiffany, this is the A5. I think that's what it's called, like the standard A5 size. It is, yeah, I'm sure that's what it's called. A5, white paper. I think this one is the 160 page, not 190 page, but frankly, I don't actually know. Sorry. You can see some other things that I like to put down are, okay, sorry, getting back to my page here. Some days I just write a big quote like this. So other things I like to put down, I put a Bible verse. I have these fun little cards that I like to grab one every day, and they have like inspirational sayings on them. So it's just like sometimes if it feels moving to me, I will write it down. Sometimes I will journal, or I'll write what I'm grateful for. I was grateful here about wholehearted words. So you can see that when I write, I realize that my handwriting here is fancy, right? But this is a part of my morning practice is that I do hand lettering because it forces you to write slower, which is really good for my brain. But if you look closely, it's really not perfect. I mean, the lines are messy. I forget my dots on my I's. I skip line, like I break words up all the time because the goal, like I said, is not magically beautiful. The goal is to capture my heart for the day, to kind of set myself up to really soak in what's ahead and to ground myself before I kind of start rolling. Some days if I don't do this in the morning, I do it in the evening because there's not rules about this, right? So I'm going to keep flipping and see, some days I write like a ton of things. Some days I journal in a different journal and it's very messy and it looks different, or it looks like this, but sometimes I write a Bible verse, a win. So as you can see, it's really just about putting down whatever I'm thinking about. Some days it's really practical. Some days, like this is a whole course. That's the other thing that I wanted to share is that the course, if I'm working through a course or I'm watching a webinar, sometimes I'll just use my page to write here, or I'll just write it in my journal. Like this is just where I collect myself. That's what I do. I collect myself. The black pen that I love the best. Now, here's the thing about black pens, friends. We all have different goals when it comes to writing. Some people really love a super, super, super fine point, and that is not what this is. I think this is a 0.7. This is the Uniball 207. It is a gel pen. I like it because it writes fairly smooth and it writes very dark, and that's kind of high up on my list. It does gap sometimes though, and you know what? Life goes on. Sometimes I'm going through phases where I'm tracking things. So at the beginning of the year, every day, you'll see this little box where I had a song for my rhythm word of the year. Oh, thank you, Marty. Feel free to message me if you have any questions. Love you so, so much. You'll notice, actually, speaking of black pens, that I use almost exclusively black pens in my journal. It's just a preference thing. because I use colorful stickers, I like my black to just be black. Like it just always, they always play well together. So I'm just going to keep flipping. If you friends want to see something more of something, I will go back. I mean, but you can see like some days I will, this is a quote about breathing and slowing down. It might have been a rhythm quote that I found. Is my pen anywhere on the list? Is that what you mean, Susanna? I want to make sure. Tomorrow, anybody that registers for the course, I will be sending you a complete list of all the things that I use and all the things I recommend. And this will be on there if it's the one you want. If you are playing with hand lettering, I really love these lettering pens. These are the soft and the hard Tombow Fudenosuke pens. And what I like about them is that especially the hard tip, it writes small enough to write in my journal. This is just for like fun. This is just for like fun practice though, because like I said, we're not getting picky. In Fearless Foundations, I will share with you some tips for breaking up a blank page, for how to like create some order and fill a page to the brim, for example, or to have a little bit of strategery. I know that's not a word, friends. To have a little bit of like strategic decision making about where things go on your page. But I do also want to share that this is something I really try to approach with no rules. There's not a wrong way to do it. If I mess something up, I just cross it out. But yeah, I use sticker quotes. And if you're not a hand letterer, that is okay. Like if you're not taking time to learn hand lettering right now, that's not something you want to do with this precious, precious soul care time. There are stickers galore that you can put in these pages. I just appreciate taking some time to practice, and so I do. Still just changing through the pages here. A lot of times I do checklists, but honestly, I don't even always check them off because this is not exactly like a strategic planning book, but it does help me to capture everything. See this messy feel? This is what I want to share with you. Like even though this page, I mean, it's pretty, but when you come in close, it's not like my handwriting is super fancy. That is just not the goal. Still going through. These are most of the stickers you will see here are mine at the Print and Pray shop. Also, there's some stuff from Mandy Ford in here. Fearless Foundations is going to just like load you up with printables though, I promise. The thicker pens right here are the Tombow Fudenosuke. And if you go to my profile, there is a quote, no, not a quote, sorry, I got distracted. If you go to my profile, there is a link for my Amazon faves, and these brush pens are listed on there. Also, anybody who signs up for Fearless Foundations, I will be sending you the link for these if you're interested in them. No pressure. I will definitely include some quotes in my printables, friends. My plan is to have at least one page of just quotes and at least one page of labels and at least more than one page of florals. I'm going to cover you guys with everything you need to start your practice. Okay, I'm just kind of coming through. Sometimes when I'm busy and I don't have a lot of time, I will end up with a page that has a big hole in it. And I'll tell you the truth, sometimes I go back and add quotes in later because who cares? But it's kind of fun to do because I can look back and find what was like kind of on my heart and my mind during that time. We're still going through here. Yes, my Amazon faves has everything that I'm sharing here aside from this journal, which specifically is from Archer and Olive. So you have to pick it up from their site, but there's a link and a coupon code in my bio as well. If you join us for Fearless Foundations, you don't need this book. You can work with any, sorry friends, it's not zooming here. You can work in any journal. And actually, let's take a minute to show you this. This is my passion planner where I started my practice. You'll see a little bit of a difference here because I've kind of refined what I do with time. I use a ton of sticky notes. Just, you'll find them scattered here and there. But in this book, I started more like this. And then I started to introduce stickers as I went forward. But once again, it's the same idea. This is just me working out my heart. Oh, Carrie, I'm so excited too. Susan, I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. So this is where I started. And these pages, you can see, like, I use stickers. I didn't always finish all the days. But man, this book means so much to me because it started me on this practice of really taking some time for my creativity, like just really making it happen. And now, you know, less than a year later, I'm halfway through my second book. I'm not doing it. This is not every single day, obviously, or it'd be further in books, but it's enough that it's made a huge difference for me. Okay, I'm going to keep flipping here. If you have more, I'm looking for questions here. An expensive dot grid journal from Amazon would work perfectly. Also, there's always solutions. If you have bleed through, you can get sneaky about it. Like this, it doesn't matter in the end if something bleeds or if it doesn't, because we are creating something that is about what's inside of our heart, not about how amazing it looks in the end. This set is just so pretty. I did not design those stickers, but I find them to be beautiful. We have some stickers from Mandy Ford, who is one of our sponsors. These are some of mine. I'm just flipping through. Ask any questions you have. But, and once again, as I go, you can see, like, I just write my schedule. I dump things out of my brain. If it's a brain dump day, I write a quote. I journal whatever's on my mind. In the beginning of March, I started writing a prayer every day because I was really struggling, and it helped me to kind of just like think about what I was asking for, what I was hopeful for, what I was grateful for. So there are a lot of ways to do it. And I just am looking forward to encouraging and holding your hand through creating a process that really works for you. Because although I write out my meetings for the day, that's not something necessarily all of us want to do. I write a Bible verse, or sometimes I write like an affirmation. Maybe that's not for you. That's okay. There are so many different ways to do the work of making space for your heart. Jeanette, I'm so excited you're joining us too. And then Little Princess, it's Verna, right? Is that how you say your name? Let me know if I got that right. So this page is fun because I wanted to show you this. So this is why I love my Archer and Olive journals. I did acrylic paint right here on this page. And these are acrylograph paint markers, and it's kind of amazing how well it works on the page. So sometimes I don't feel like writing a lot of words. I'm telling you right now, this day, I did not feel like writing a lot of words. So I used a big sticker. I painted half of a page. That's okay. This was just as therapeutic as this was. And we're going to talk about some creative strategies that are just as therapeutic and just as good for your soul as the actual writing of the words. There's a lot of different ways to do the work of making space for yourself. These are just some of the ways. And okay, here's another page. Notice, friends, I had a rough time right now during this time. And so March 8th through the 14th, I think I only did one spread, and it was rough, but that's okay. Like, it's okay. We just show up as we can. We take care of ourselves. We make space for our hearts, and we grow and learn and change and become better just because we've honored ourselves in that way. And that, my friends, is literally what this course is all about. It's what this journal is all about for me. It's what I'm kind of feeling called to encourage all of you to do. Tiffany says, I can't wait to find my inner art journaler. Slapping paint on a page, Karen says, yes. Claudia says, does your journal do okay with watercolor? Good question, and I actually have a page to show you. Hold on, let me find it. Okay, this page here, I used the watercolors that I have from Amy Tangerine. They're kind of a creamier, thicker watercolor, and you can see that when I used it, my page got a tiny bit distorted. It is not a... I wouldn't do like really, really fancy watery techniques because it's not a watercolor paper, but it's almost a mixed media paper in its thickness. So it did okay with all this watercolor. And then on top of it, I used paint pens. I have some Posca pens. They look like this. Well, that's a fat one. But I do pull out my watercolor every once in a while. I just would treat it kind of like when you watercolor in a Bible. You realize the pages aren't exactly made for watercolor, and so you just have to work with them. This day, I just glued my storyboard for Fearless Foundations into my book because I'm really excited about it. And everybody who joins, I will be sending you this storyboard with your supply email so that you can see what colors your printables are coming in and all of that. Okay, let's go back a little bit. I was in March. I was in rainy March. Rainy heart March. So you can just kind of see, like, sometimes I put sticky notes where I just want to remember things. Sometimes I write a whole entire quote or affirmation or something that I read that inspired me. Brain dumping. You can see it's just really about making space for my heart. And often I don't do 2 pages in a day, but I do 1 page and then another page. Let's see. I'm still going. I'm looking for questions. If anybody else has any questions. Oh my goodness. Pixie Pink Plans. Okay. Are you, your first name is oh, I'm so close. It's Kansas? Is that right? Am I right? Or is that somebody else? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to remember everybody's first names. I'm scrolling to make sure. So we are going to do like a combination, friends, of like journaling, like with words, art journaling with like artistic Kansas, like the state. Perfect. Woo-hoo. So we are going to do, we're going to do a combo of like journaling with your hands, with words, journaling with sticky notes, which I have better examples of that in here. Like just sticky note brain dumping as we need to. And then also like art technique journaling where you pull out some paint or some paper or some paint and paper or some, not paper, I would do it in your notebook. You can choose where you pull out paint or watercolor, something that like you can get that tactile experience of creating, which is another thing that's just really soothing and good for a tired soul. Guys, do you hear my snory dog? Oh my gosh. He moved closer to me so that everybody could hear him. So it's going to be just super fun. Okay, here is another page. I painted on the other side of this page with watercolor and it like bowed it just a little bit under that sticker. But I'm not worried about that at all. And then I ended up covering it up because it didn't go the way that I planned. What else can I help you friends with? So, this day, you can see like I wrote a lot of things on these days, but there's some space. Sometimes I will come back and fill that in later, and sometimes I'll just leave it as blank space. That's okay. Here is last Friday, and then we have yesterday, and we have today. Oh no, this is yesterday. Another blank space. I'll probably just glue a journal card or something in there. Oh, me too, Karen. This chair was created by Brandy Kincaid. This set, I just love it. And she is also one of our swag bag sponsors, friends. Oh my goodness. So like I mentioned at the beginning, and I want to make sure to mention again, that you can use, we have swag bags for our first 50 registrations. We start May 1st. And I am not closing, I'm not capping us at a number because I just want to I want to hold it open for whoever needs it. However, we do start May 1st. All the classes that I share with you are going to be lifetime. So they will be loaded into my Teachable platform, as well as like any pep talks. They're all going to show up in our online platform so that you can access them for all time. We are going to have a Facebook community of support. There's going to be some prizes in the community once a week. And then there's going to be just loads of support and encouragement from your fellow creatives that are also building the exact same skills. And then at least once a week, if we cross the 50 mark, friends, I may move us to a twice a week on this, but we're at least once a week going to be having a call on Zoom where we all just get together and we talk and we practice just sharing and feeling and making space for each other, because man, do we need practice in that right now or what? There's so many more things about this program that I'm so excited about. Oh, look, 3 p.m. Journal Live on Insta. That's right now. That's what I'm doing. This one, I'm dreaming up a collection, so I wrote about that, and I also did some like affirmation journaling. As you can see, it's just a space for me. That's literally what this is. Yes, Claudia, the time of the chats will be Thursday evenings Pacific time. So it will be like 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, and Wednesday 9 a.m. Pacific, I believe, which would be 12 Eastern. So that's when we will be having our chats. And they'll either alternate, or if we cross that 50 mark and we get beyond that, then they will be potentially twice a week. We're gonna see how it looks. I just want to make sure everybody has plenty of space in our conversations. I'll just flip back through here as we're talking. Please share any other questions. If somebody posted a question and I missed it, let me know. So whoever joins is going to get loads of digital swag. You're going to get free, from me, permission slip printables, which I keep these exclusive to my Fearless Art students, so they're extra special. We are also going to have swag bags that go out to our first 50 who sign up. Right now, friends, we are at only 13 swag bags remaining, so they're going to run out, which is okay because there's so much more good stuff included. But if you want to snag a swag bag, then you're going to want to catch that soon. Let's see. Sticker paper. Yes, you're going to want sticker paper. In my video that I recorded yesterday that will be going out today to everybody that registered so far and who registers in the future, there is going to be a supply list for you so that it's really simple for you to get what you want. That being said, you probably already have most of what you need. I just want you to have a notebook of some sort that you're going to dedicate to carving out space for yourself. I want you to have some stickers or some sticker paper so that you can print out all the beautiful digital swag for yourself. There will be a link to my favorite sticker paper in that video, and there is also a link on my YouTube and in my Amazon faves. And you'll just need a pen. Like, those are the basics. You can certainly have more things, and you probably already have more things, but the basics are to have a space to create. So I'm trying to remember, somebody said, yes, Tim paints. Like, that's the beautiful thing about this course and this practice, is that we are going to incorporate this daily practice and some actual real life self-care tips that go beyond like take a bubble bath or go for a walk. I'm going to talk to you about how to identify how you're feeling, how to make space for it. I'm going to talk to you about using things like mind maps and sticky notes and lists and brain dumps. I'm going to talk to you about getting clear on what you need, because boy, do we talk about like asking for what you need all the time, but not always necessarily know how to do that. I have some ideas for you, and I can't wait to share all of my thoughts on that. We're going to talk about giving yourself permission, which is where the permission slips come in. And we are going to talk about trusting yourself, because that is what it's all about. That's like the root of self-care, right? That's our foundation, is to trust yourself. Oh my goodness, I understand that feeling, Susan, about being interrupted as you do things. I have a few ideas about that too, and that reminds me to make sure to share about that. Also, who was it that said that you need to practice lettering on the side? Somebody mentioned that they need to practice lettering on the side. And that's the other thing that I wanted to mention about this particular program, this particular course, is that I want it to be a space where you can work with what you have. So what I mean is, like, if you want to practice lettering, make that part of your routine. I know she was in here a minute ago. Kristen from Creative Founders made a dedicated to practicing every day her lettering, and she does it in her bullet journal, and it has made a huge difference for her. I'm saying right now that you don't have to practice your lettering on the side. Okay, yay! It was you, Verna. Okay, wait. No, Kansas. That's who it is. It was you, Kansas. So, you don't have to practice it on the side. You can practice it right here in your journal, because this space, as you build this space for yourself, it is going to be a space for whatever you need. And sometimes what I do in here is actually take notes on a course or a podcast or something that I've been wanting to do. And so that I've been wanting to listen to or work through. Like the other day, let me find that page for you. I think it's this one. Hold on. The other day when I started my morning routine, I got on Instagram, and somebody I follow was doing a live, Instagram live, and it was brilliant. And so I took a ton of notes in my journal. This is great. I totally got to like make space for myself and also work through something that I wanted to work through. When I started back in August, there are a few courses that I worked through in these pages. The beauty is that this space gets to be for you, and it gets to be for you to work on what you want to. And although I'm going to give you loads of suggestions, part of my suggestions are going to be that you use this space to work on what matters to you, to take the time to do what works for you. And so if you want to be working on your lettering, this is a perfect time and space to do it. You can pull out your pens and you can just practice with them in loads of various ways. Okay, let me see. Am I missing any other things that I wanted to say? Oh, yes, I feel you guys with the interruptions. I did get some noise canceling headphones. They helped it a little bit, because now it's really more complicated for people to interrupt me. But it doesn't always work. Also, just sometimes being like using my words and saying, hey, it's not a good time. I'm taking some me time. Now that we're all in our homes with all of our people all of the time, that skill is really important, right? Learning how to tell people, no, not right now. Because we are not, our pure existence is not about being at other people's beck and call. And I think that's an important, hard, but important shift when it comes to taking care of yourself. Let's see if you have any questions, please let me know below. I'm going to flip through backwards, and then when I get to the back again, I'm going to go. And as I share, I'm just going to remind you again, the link here, the link to sign up for Fearless Foundations, where we will be talking about art and creativity and creative journaling and self-care, is in my bio. It will be in this video after I repost it. And we still have room for you. We kick off on May 1st. You will have access to the classes after May. So if you need to you'll just have freedom to use it as it works for you. But my main goal is going to be encouraging all of you to take time for yourself, even if it means 5 minutes, even if it means 10 minutes at the end of the day, even if it means an hour on Saturday at, on your patio or whatever. The whole goal is that you can have a space like I do here that feels safe and feels like somewhere where you can share your heart. Friends, this girl was made by my friend Talia. She is so talented. She made her to look like me, and she has sent us printables as well. They are amazing. 13 more grab bags. Is there anything else I'm missing? If you are international, you are welcome to join us. The grab bag bonus is for US residents, or if you would like to pay the shipping difference, that would work for me as well. I feel like I'm being quiet. I don't necessarily want to be quiet. Okay, I'm almost through here. And this journal, I know I mentioned this before, but this is an Archer and Olive journal. This is the journal I will be teaching out of during our course. There is a link in my bio with a coupon code for that. Thank you. Oh, okay. Judios. Is your name Judy? Is that your name, Judios Studio? Because I hope it is. I think it is. That water tower is my design. I created this for the Illustrated Faith Print and Pray shop. It's inspired by one of my favorite places in the world called Edgefield, and I released this. It's currently there, and there is also a link in my bio to the Print and Pray shop if you are interested. Yay! I was right, Judy. That's the cutest username ever. I don't think I ever noticed that before, that you did Judio's Studio. That just made my day. Let's see, what am I missing? If you have any questions, please reach out. If you have any thoughts, or if you just have if you need anything, I am here for you. Also, if you check out my page, you will see, friends, our Fearless alumni who have already taken Fearless Art with me have been signing up like crazy for this program because they just know what it's like. Our Fearless communities are something I can't even put a word on if I try. They're so special, and there's something really supportive and tight-knit about these ladies that gather together and chat week after week. And I am really looking forward to building that with you. And I'm excited about Fearless Foundations because it's a lower price point than Fearless Art. It's a shorter time commitment, and it's going to meet us right where we are right now, because right now we are feeling it. We need support when it comes to taking care of ourselves. It's not time. For me, it doesn't feel like time to push myself harder and harder and to get real brave and face all my fears. No, it feels like time to set this really clear, solid footing, the solid foundation of self-care and knowing what I need and knowing how to take care of myself, because as things get better, as the world goes forward to whatever comes next, we are going to need a foundation that feels settled. We're going to need to have done the work of taking care of ourselves first. And that is really the whole goal behind this course, the whole reason I created it. Oh, yes, Katrina said, Fearless Art is the most amazing art family you will ever meet. Yeah, I'm telling you, these ladies, there is something just beautiful about the people that God brings to this program, about there's something very beautiful happening there, and I just can't wait for you guys to see. Speaking of God, I guess I should answer this question too, and that is that although, friends, you can see in my journal, sometimes I'll work through a devotional or I will write a Bible verse. Often I look at the verse of the day. But I'm not planning on, this is not a devotional course. I'm not walking you through anything biblical or spiritual, because my goal with this program is for you to find what's best for you. And so I want you to choose the spiritual practices that will work for you as you build your self-care, as you build your journaling and your art practice. I don't want to tell you the right way to do it, the right way to build your like spiritual fortitude or to help you get closer to God or any of that. I want this to be a safe space for absolutely everyone. And so I'm going to just encourage all of us to find that for ourselves. And we can use the context of creative journaling. If you have a devotional practice that you do every morning, this context will work in like conjunction with that. I'm not giving you something new. Instead, I'm teaching you to draw from what you already have. I mean, I'm teaching you new things in the art and creativity department, but I don't know what's in your heart. I want you to decide that for yourself. That's really important to me. That's one of my fundamental like ways that I feel called to be in the world. And so this is going to be no exception. This is not a devotional program. Instead, it is a space for you to build what matters to you. And maybe that looks like building your relationship with God, working through one of the devotionals that I know you already have. Maybe it looks like carving out space for more than that. It's carving out space for something on top of that where you are caring for yourself and journaling, and where you are you're creating the routine. You're picking I want you to pick what's coming into your heart and your mind. I can't tell you what's going to speak to you. I want you to decide for you. And I'm just going to encourage you and help you build the skills that we all need in order to get to find those resources and to get clear on what's in our heart, because what's on our heart matters. God cares about it. What is on your heart matters because it affects your everyday, whether you want to admit it or not. And if you can find a way to process that stuff day in and day out, you're going to be stronger. You're going to be more clear. Maybe your energy will be better. Maybe you won't feel so at the end of your rope, but if nothing else, at least you'll feel taken care of, right? And that is important. We all deserve that. So that, my friends, is basically what I wanted to share. We're almost to the beginning again. I'm looking forward to seeing your journals as we go. I'm looking forward to seeing what you create. As we go throughout the course, there's going to be a thread in our community for you to share photos of your work. And I am going to be sending out picking a prize winner once a week. Maybe more than one prize winner, because friends, we've got some serious prizes. Archer and Olive is sponsoring us, as well as so many other places. It's going to be incredible. Yes, I want you to find your way. Oh, I promise. Okay, I promise I'm going to post the replay. Don't worry that you missed it. I understand how that feels. The replay is going to be up soon. Oh, I should have looked at a clock because I think I've been here for almost an hour. Oh my gosh. Every time this happens. Well, I'm getting to the beginning. We're going to just flip through. I'm looking for any final questions, any final thoughts. Just send me a DM. If I didn't answer something you're wondering about, please just hit me up. I'm happy to answer you. I'm happy to just give you any information that you need. And I'm hopeful that this was inspiring to you. If Fearless Foundations is not for you right now, that is okay. If Fearless Foundations can work for you right now, I think it will really serve you. But even if you can't do Fearless Foundations, you can still carve out space for yourself. And I would absolutely encourage you to do that, because it is a real game changer, friends. A real game changer. Yay, thanks, Judy. Thanks, friends. Thank you all for being here. You are incredible. Camille, you are awesome for telling me how much longer I have. Way to be paying attention. Okay, I'm going to try to flip around. Oh my gosh, it might not go well. We'll see. Okay, well, hold on, friends. It's a mess. Ah, hi. Okay, this is not right. Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay, there we go. Oh, my hair got a little ruckusy when I got really excited about self-care. Okay, hi. I'm like having to stand at an awkward angle because I have not figured this out yet. Okay, I'm looking to see if there's anything else anybody is wondering, but I'm not going to keep you much longer. I just wanted to end like with a little eye contact because this is me. Hi. I am really excited about where are we at? Like 37 gals that are already joining us. This community, I can already tell, is going to be really special. I think the work that we do is going to be meaningful for me, and I'm really hopeful that it will be meaningful for all of you. I want to meet you where you're at. I want you to know that you belong. I want you to know that there's not any measure of whether you are worthy or whether you deserve to take this time for yourself. That's not how it works. Are already, you're already worthy. You already deserve good things. You already deserve space to take care of yourself. You are innately, your divine right as a human person is that you deserve to be taken care of and you deserve good things. And I just want to encourage you to give yourself those things. Give yourself good things. Give yourself time and space and the respect of paying attention to what's happening in your heart. Because, friends, that's where the magic happens. That's where the healing and the wholeness comes from, is when we can make space for it, when we can settle in and find our peace and make space inside our hearts by like really processing and working through and giving ourselves time. Oh, Leanne gave me a mic drop. Thank you. Whew, okay, off my soapbox. You guys know how intense, like serious I am about self-care. Mental health is no joke, and whether you have a story of depression and anxiety or not, if we're not taking care of ourselves, our bodies and our souls and our spirits will revolt. We can't tolerate that. We've been in a really hard time for a really long time. We can't tolerate it. If we're not taking care of ourselves, we break down. And I don't want to see that for any of us. And I want to constantly give you a nudge toward doing that for yourself, whatever it looks like. And if Fearless Foundations can help you with that, that's what I'm here for. And if it can't help you with that, find a way, because you deserve it. Okay, I'm gonna go because I've been here so long and because I will talk about this forever. Friends, my heart is full. I'm so excited. Check out the link in my bio if you would like more information, and reach out because I'm here for you. Now it is time to figure out how to take care of you. Okay, bye friends.